right, so I want to extend my condolences as well to the family of General Stewart, who was a trailblazing Marine. I'm surprised it's gotten to me, the seventh questioner, and no one's raised the fact that Russia's government has accused Ukraine of trying to assassinate President Putin and saying that the United States goaded them into it. Seems like kind of a big deal. Big if true, as the kids say today. Dr. Haynes, what do you have to say about these claims from Russia's government?
Well, obviously, you've seen the Ukrainian government deny their, having engaged in this. And at this stage, we don't have information that would allow us to provide an independent assessment on this.
Okay. General Barry?
I think it gets after Senator Sheen's comment about misinformation.
Perhaps some grounds to think that maybe these claims are exaggerated. One, do we know that Vladimir Putin doesn't spend the night at the Kremlin all that much? Is that correct, Director Haynes?
Yes.
Kremlin is not like the White House, in other words. It's not the primary residence of the president of Russia. Even if you were there, these drones from the videos I've seen, they do not appear to be the size of weapons that could do significant damage to the Kremlin. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay. They also appear to be the kinds of drones that would require relatively close line of sight control, which means someone on the ground in Moscow, which is not known as an open and friendly city to people who are hostile to the Russian government. Is that correct, General Barry?
Potentially from the photos that I've seen, yes.
Yeah. In most attacks on Russian soil, Ukraine's government has been ambiguous or silent about responsibility for the attacks. Yet in this case, they've explicitly disclaimed any responsibility. Is that correct, Director Haynes?
Yes.
All right. General Barry, I think you might have been onto something when you said that this sounds like misinformation. I want to move on to another matter, Director Haynes, about Mexican drug cartels. They're causing now more deaths in America than we lost every year in the Vietnam War, or every year in America than the entire Vietnam War. In fact, almost twice what we lost in the Vietnam War due to fentanyl alone. Has the intelligence community produced a national intelligence estimate on the threat that the cartels pose to America?
No, we have not, sir.
So an NIE is the most authoritative written judgment on national security matters. Is that correct?
It is an authoritative. I suspect it would become endless. Yes.
Do you have any plans to produce an NIE on the threat the cartels pose to America?
We do actually have something on our calendar that is on transnational criminal organizations, including the cartels in this space.
Thank you. I think that's warranted, and I'll look forward to seeing it. Director Haynes, you mentioned earlier that it will take Russia years to rebuild its ground forces, and I believe you were saying that to express agreement with General Barry. Is that correct? And General Barry, you believe it will take years for Russia to rebuild its ground combat forces. Most intelligence agencies inaccurately judged the early days of the war. They thought that Russia would roll into Kyiv very quickly and conquer most, if not all, of Ukraine. General Barry, was that a result of our intelligence agencies underestimating the Ukrainians or overestimating the Russians?
Senator, I think it was a combination of both.
Okay. When you're making your own operational plans, you have to make assessments about the adversary, correct?
Correct.
Okay, and that's true whether you're operating at the platoon level or at the national strategic level.
Yes.
So it's fair to say, based on the fact that we now know we overestimated Russia's capabilities as of last February, and we've seen their forces degraded to the point it'll take years to rebuild them, that they are a much weaker fighting force than we thought 14 months ago, right?
That is what we currently assess, yes.
Shouldn't our operational plans about a potential war with Russia in Europe then be changed to reflect that new understanding?
I think in the purview of U.S. European Command and the Department of Defense, they're looking at all that, Senator.
Yeah. They need to urgently, because one of the reasons we've heard on this committee about the slow pace at which we're delivering certain weapons is that our operational plans require it. And if our operational plan in Europe is based on what we thought Russia was capable of 14 months ago versus what they are capable now, it badly needs to be revisited. Director Haynes, one final line of questions about Russia. They've gotten a lot more aggressive towards the United States recently. We all remember the Black Sea incident when one of their aircraft downed an MQ-9 drone. The head of U.S. Air Force's Central Command recently said that Russia is, quote, increasingly bellicose towards American aircraft in Syria, suggesting they even are looking for a fight. They're spoiling for a dogfight. And then third, the head of European Command, General Cavoli, recently noted that Russian submarines have gotten more active in the Atlantic than they have been in years. One, are there other instances of growing Russian aggression? And two, what's the intelligence community's assessment for why Russia has grown increasingly aggressive in these ways?
Can we address this in closed session?
Sure.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Senator Cotton. Senator.
Hey, before you click on the next video, if y'all could do me a big favor and hit that like button. The algorithm loves it, and so do I, because it helps promote these videos and get the message out about what our government has been doing. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on your notifications, because every time I put out a video, you want to know about it, right? Thanks again, and have a good one. See you on the next one. Peace.